Merry Christmas, or half Christmas. I don't even know if it's even halfway to Christmas, but it's our Christmas in July here at Rocky Mountain Vibes Baseball. Welcome back to our stream. My name's Tyler Peterson, Vibes broadcaster, bringing you tonight's game between the Rockies and Rocky Mountain. Both teams kept off the board in the second. 4-2, the Vibes lead. Top of the order for Tyler Sandoval. Sandoval to center. Diaz has to get back, or rather Lopez. He makes the catch. Sandoval has not seen a ball he hasn't liked tonight. Singled in the first. Flies out here in the third. Cesar Lopez is in center, but it is good to see Gio Diaz back in right field. He's been not relegated, but moved to a DH role the last few games, and he does have a good arm, and we like to see him out there. And the other thing we know about him when he's out there is that the ankle and the leg is better. Brock Noten's got a pretty good pitch count. He's only at 29 through 2 1/3. And he's got the lower back issues at the moment, just sprung up before the game. As Aaron Griffith said in the first inning, our assistant GM, who had a little opener of our own. We had a relief pitcher go in the first inning of our broadcast. A short leash for Noten tonight is what I've been told. And based on who pitched, Draves, Valle, and Pozo were the three relievers. I'd imagine Bayer's available. I imagine Felipe Rodriguez is available. Seth Davis, Pedro Alfonseca. It's 3-1. Popa hits this to right. Diaz looks like he's got a beat on it. 2 outs. Made a good pitch to Popa on 3-1. He had to put it in the strike zone. Went to the breaking ball. Popa got underneath it a bit. Line drive to left, a base hit. Farmer a sharp single, so the 4th hit. Every game we have a celebrity third inning. We bring on a celebrity from the local area or whoever's in town. Sometimes it's a front office member. Today, I have the pleasure of finally be joined by Jacob Nemitz. Is that correct?
Tyler Peterson, that is correct.
All right. Welcome, Jacob. Jacob is our merchandising manager. Is that correct?
That is also correct.
All right.
Merry Christmas, Tyler.
Merry Christmas. You're looking quite nice with your Christmas in July shirt and your Santa hat. And those are the item of the game today.
That is correct. You can pick those up from the Vibes merchandise store.
You're a very agreeing person, I have to say.
Well, you know, I don't try and come in here and put up a hassle with you, Tyler.
2 outs in the top of the third. And that's high to Peterson. So, Jacob, the first thing I have to say is I remember back in either 18 or 19 when the brand of the Vibes first was established. It immediately took off throughout minor league baseball, then a Brewers affiliate, of course, but it's still going strong, especially with the new brands, the Springs brand we unveiled this year. So I'd imagine you're a pretty busy guy. A lot of people want merch.
That is correct, yes. No, it was a wonderful idea brought up by the organization this year, and I stepped into, a really good situation with good branding, a logo that we can sell a ton of on shirts and hats, and then we added the springs, and things have taken off this year.
There's a strike to Peterson. It'll be a full count. I mean, I'm not even going to say it because I know you're tired of hearing it.
Don't you say it, Tyler.
About, say, a certain jersey. But there's a lot of Good Springs merch still in the merch store.
That is correct. If you just want to visit vibes.milbstore.com, you can pick up all of your Vibes merchandise. That will be shipped out by yours truly.
The 3-2 count. There goes Farmer. That's inside. It's ball 4. I have to imagine that, not just the local area and families across the U.S., but I'm sure you've shipped out places to maybe places you never even heard of on those labels. What are some of the stranger places you've got orders from?
I get a decent amount of Vancouver shipments,
okay.
which I think is interesting because normally I don't ship a lot out to California in general. So, I don't expect the West Coast, but then we go all the way up the West Coast into BC up there.
I wonder what the British Columbia connection is.
I have no idea. It must be a vibe up there or something.
1-0 to Ross, who struck out in the first inning. We're speaking with our merchandising manager, Jacob Nemitz. Nemitz or Nimitz?
Nemitz.
Okay, so I was saying it right.
Not like the SS Nimitz.
Not like the
which
Admiral.
Which is the typical pronunciation from folks I do not know. But you were spot on so far today, so keep it up.
It's 1-1 to Ross. At second is Farmer, who singled. At first is Peterson, who drew the walk. Way, way past the catcher, Glenn. And this will be a very wild pitch.
I was going to ask you how you're going to score that one.
Yeah, that was a no-doubter, let's say.
Much like a lot of Farmers' knockout round last night.
We were talking about that when he was up, and, I know the Vibes and the Rockies played the first ever knockout round here. Manny Ayoke won it last year. But I was saying, even with last year's rules, that probably would have been the most impressive round of the knockout round I've ever seen.
The first 3 home runs he hit, you knew were gone right off the bat.
I would have loved to have been at the TrackMan computer.
I would like to know. I mean, we're probably pushing 415, 420 out there at 3 in a row.
Well, if Lopez's home run off of around where it says the Gazette on the scoreboard was clocked at 461, then I'd have to imagine those would have gone a lot farther. 3-1 to Ross.
I think there's some generous numbers from the TrackMan.
Swing and a miss. Good off speed there. A shout out to Kay Goodell, who has just brought in some chicken quesadillas from the Fiesta stand down the first baseline.
Dynamite loaded nachos over there as well.
I saw something at the hot dog stand that I hadn't seen in a long time. That is a foul ball. The hot dog stand, which is to the first base side of home plate, had a number of different hot dogs, but the hot dog of the day, I want to say 2 days ago, was a hot dog with bacon bits and mac and cheese.
It's excellent, might I add. It is, the only problem with it is it's very difficult to eat because mac and cheese doesn't go in the hot dog like normal condiments.
It would make for a messy and gaseous broadcast, I believe. That's a swing and a miss into the glove of Glenn. We'll take a break. Jacob, you can stick around, right?
Absolutely.
All right. We will be back. We head to the bottom of the third. It's 4-2, the Vibes lead. Welcome back to UC Health Park. It's the bottom of the third. Mike Annone, Dominique Hernandez, Ethan Lopez, the first 3 to face Jacob Wesserman. It's a 4-2 Vibes lead. All the scoring in this ball game by both teams occurring in the first inning. Welcome into the 96 folks currently watching on YouTube. I'm Tyler Peterson. We're sitting with our merchandising manager, Jacob Nemitz.
Howdy, Tyler.
Who has joined me for the celebrity third inning. Annone out to left. Middleton coming in. He makes the catch. You came in at a bad time in the top of the third with 2 men on Jacob, and of course there is the employee runs pool that we have going. That would have been a hard couple of runs you might have had to swallow, but you got out of it. Noten got out of it too, and now you need some runs here in the bottom of the third.
Well, I had full faith in Brock.
Noten's third strikeout came at the perfect time.
Heart of the lineup coming up for me here. So
Hernandez has a big series. 41 RBI for him. He now has the 8th most RBI in the Pioneer League.
now, Tyler, I would have opted to throw Dom out there for the knockout round last night.
I was trying to think who the guy was, right? Because obviously something you sort of think about just day in, day out, because you never know when one will pop up. Hernandez, he certainly takes a big hack. Cantu, to his credit, does lead this team with home runs, as Hernandez nearly gets hit for the second time. Certainly a lot of hard swings from Cantu, but they were more of the line drive rather than what maybe Hernandez can do and really get behind a ball.
Something like that is what we were looking for last night.
I'd imagine we'll see Dominique get his shot at some point this season in the...
Dom was lined up for the second round, if need be.
Yes, so I'd imagine that both Cantu and Hernandez will both have their shots again. I'd like to see what Ethan Lopez has as well. This is into right center field.
In the gap.
Extra bases. Taking the turn. Hernandez.
You're on 3.
He's thinking about 3. He's going for 3. No throw. A stand-up triple for Dominique Hernandez. Man at third, 270 feet later. And now here's Lopez. 4-2, the Vibes lead. The 4 runs in the first. A sac fly by Mike Unknown, a 2-run single by the man coming to the plate, Ethan Lopez. And an RBI double by Navarro, who's on deck. What has been, sort of during game day, I'd want to know, the most popular item from the store?
Well, Tyler, we alluded to it.
Line drive. That is a fair ball down the left field line. A run for the Vibes. A run for Jacob. It's a double for Lopez. His 3rd RBI of the night. He is now singled and doubled. Now tell me, because I don't know, is that the horn for the Lanch, or is that just the regular horn?
That does not sound like the Colorado Avalanche horn,
Okay.
no.
By the way, I'd like to congratulate you as a season ticket holder for the Cup, the first in 25 years?
2001, so 21 years.
Okay, 21 years.
It was a wonderful night.
Now, if my knowledge of NHL history serves me correct, the first year the Lanch came to Colorado, they won the Cup as well?
Correct, 1996.
That would have been Waugh and...
Joe Sakic.
Okay.
Not Ray Bork, that was 2001. Milan Hajduk.
My team hadn't yet been born. The San Jose Sharks.
San Jose Sharks, I would imagine.
Yep.
A couple down years for the Sharks.
Yep, not great. I always tell my friends who are slightly younger than me, maybe about 20, I say it's a strange existence for me to have the Warriors go to the playoffs every year and the Sharks miss out. Because up until I was about 15, maybe even older than that, it was completely different. Navarro with Lopez at second. A run in, and this is tapped foul.
Well, when you're so used to success, like the Golden State Warriors, at least in our lifetime.
I mean, the Warriors, they're treated the way the Oakland A's are now, as far as friends who make fun of me for being a fan of that team.
There's a lot of things we could say about the Oakland Athletics these days.
1-2 to Navarro. I won't, because I'd like to work there someday, maybe. Base hit to left field. They're going to send Lopez. No hesitation from Joe Mikulik. And for Navarro, just like Lopez, a second hit. He's got a double and a single. It's 6-2.
How about a triple, a double, and a single, and a couple runs, Tyler?
Yeah, the reverse cycle without the home run. Here's Glenn, who struck out in the first. The only strikeout, and now Glenn is going to get a strike because he wasn't in the box in time. So it's 0-1 on Glenn.
Wait, Tyler, this is the first time we're seeing the pitch clock really be utilized.
This is now strict enforcement. No warnings. We've had a ball on the Rockies pitcher and a strike on a Vibes hitter. And of the two, the strike is worse.
I agree. Numbers-wise, that makes sense. And what was the hesitation with not enforcing it the past 2 months?
I think that's a can of worms that I'm not necessarily going to get into. The thought of enforcement had been there for a while. I know Aaron said that we are the only ones with it. So is there something to be said for enforcing it in one ballpark versus the others?
Well, it must be the altitude, Tyler.
This is the first week, the altitude theory coming back. That's one of Aaron's favorites.
That is we run around with the altitude theory all the time.
Glenn takes in the dirt. I can't say this. This is the first week that the pitch clock has been enforced. We've gone through the umpires, the rules the league has sent us. We've clarified everything they need to know. Both teams are aware there is a meeting before first pitch at home plate. Ground rules are discussed, so everyone knows what's going on.
And is it up to the umpire's discretion, or is it a strictly number on the clock issue?
It is a strictly number on the clock issue. Glenn was not in the box by the time it hit 8. He was still standing outside when it said 7. But if he had did that right there, where he took one step out, looked at Mick, and then got back in, it wouldn't have been an issue.
Oh, boy.
Getting back is Navarro. Now, Luis Navarro does not have a steal or an attempt. He is also not the first guy. I mean, it would have to be the major sneak attack if I saw Navarro going.
Correct. That would be an ambush.
3-2.
It would be the altitude, Tyler.
There he goes. Glenn swings, pops it up, out of play.
Strikes me as a hit and run, Tyler.
That was a hit and run, but on 3-2.
Oh, well, excellent play out there.
Hey, was that near Santa as well?
In the zip code of Santa, for sure.
We've got Santa here at the ballpark, of course, in our Christmas in July. I got to say, I love those umbrellas out there in the picnic terrace. Those look darn good. Another 3-2 to Glenn. Navarro looking twitchy. Oh, he was leaning, and he gets back. Now, maybe I do have the numbers in front of me to see whether or not Navarro ever had a steal in his college days. None this year, but 4 for 6 and 21. Those are good numbers. Starts and stops, it's a walk.
Didn't even need to steal that one. We'll take it for free.
This inning has gone triple, double, single, walk. And like a good SAT question, what comes next in the sequence, Jacob?
Well, it would have to amount to somebody getting on base to keep the pattern going. Maybe an error?
That seems logical in the sequence. One away for Joe Encarnacion. At second is Navarro, who's singled. At first is Glenn, who just drew the walk. 6-2 Vibes, 2 runs in here in the third. Fouls this back toward the press box, and into the press box. Did it go into the press box, or did it miss it? Cassie Funk didn't react. Did it go in or miss?
I don't see any sort of reaction over there. I think it was just wide.
All right. I thought that went in the press box. And it didn't go in, unfortunately.
One day, Tyler.
I have my glove. I just don't bring it to the ballpark. Swing and a miss by Encarnacion. It's 0-2 to Joe, who lined out in the first. outside. A long pause from Westerman there. I got to ask you, I'm sure you have your favorites. What's something that might be a little underrated that folks need to get their hands on in the store?
Oh, we redid our Get Toasty shirts. Our local guy did that at the Printing Pig. Those are excellent this year. Military jerseys this year are also excellent. Oh,
Deep to left. Back is Middleton. At the track. It's off and over the wall. It's going to be a ground rule double. A run will score.
There's confusion at second from Encarnacion.
And we're going to check our replay here on YouTube. Looks like it doesn't have it, though. I mean, that ball, Encarnacion, I think he thought it was gone because he saw it go off the scoreboard, but it bounced in play first. And
there's a weird angle right at that corner of the wall and the scoreboard.
I think we're going to have a discussion here. It is going to be 2. So the Vibes a little hard done by there, but it's second and third now.
Tyler, that did not follow our pattern.
No, it didn't. It's not even a triple so that it can repeat.
Yeah. Now I have no idea what's going to happen.
Just always circle C. That's what I do. Diaz, 2 men on, 2 men out, fouled.
When in doubt, go with C. That has to be the answer.
It got me a 1640 when it was still a 2400 SAT. Does that sound right?
I took ACTs in Colorado, so.
I got into ASU. I just needed the address, so we were good. I make fun. I had a great time. It's a great school for journalism. Diaz, much too late. Much too late.
It was a healthy hack, though.
3 runs in. It's Glenn at third. Joe Encarnacion at second. That's our first ground rule double of the year.
Well, I'm glad I could be a part of it with you, Ty.
We're here with Jacob Nemitz, our merchandising manager. He's +3 right now. He's trying to catch Dean, who's a +4. In the dirt, good eye by Diaz. Oh, I take it back. Dean is a +2. You are in the lead.
Oh, is that right? I better get out of here right now, then.
In last place is Kay Goodell with a -4.
Oof.
Tough couple appearances for Kay.
Somebody's got to be at the bottom, though. Ooh, just
behind
out of
first, again out of play. I got to say, one thing I didn't expect to be in the store was something I wanted to buy, but I need to mind my budget. Those fishing shirts, I love those. As soon as I walked in and saw one of those, I thought I got to get my hands on one of those.
That's fascinating. I get mixed reviews about the fishing shirts.
I'm all in on the fishing shirts.
I love them, but they don't sell.
Until now.
Until Tyler Peterson walks into the Vibes merchandise store.
Ground ball toward the shortstop, Ross. This is not going to get it done. It's a 6-3
Tyler, that also
out.
doesn't fit the pattern.
No, we did not have ground out. It was not up on the board. I'm sorry. Steve Harvey did not call out 6-3. 2 away for Cesar Lopez. This inning has gone fly out, triple, RBI double, RBI single, walk, RBI double, 6-3 ground out. Here comes Bobby Jenks. That's it. The night is over for Jacob Wesserman. We'll take a break. We'll come back. It's 7-2 Vibes. You're watching Vibes TV.